morning. Good morning to the ring of power. Good morning to all peace workers. Here I'm sitting some minutes before sunrise. It's very cold outside, and this night I took the card of the card deck of the Stone Circle of Tamara and this card was showing first Blue Lotus, and Blue Lotus is speaking of the medicine. It's reminding us that we are able to find medicine which really serves healing. And medicine is here mainly in the connection of the consciousness, of using the wisdom of the plants to rising our consciousness towards life. So in indigenous tribes, for example, tobacco was a medicine, or in Africa, coffee is a medicine, or San Pedro is a medicine, ayahuasca. There are many medicines, plant wisdoms, which can help us to find the consciousness of the wholeness of being. And because I was not quite sure what is this meant for this week, for the frequency of this week, I took a second card, and the second card was telling the thinker. And for me it's very much about understanding what is the medicine, what will help us to survive. And I don't mean especially us as person, I really mean us as humanity. And so I'm taking this week, I'm going into this week to deeply connect with the wisdom of the medicine. Also, alcohol is a medicine if you use it in a wise way of connection, of spirit. And the main medicine for me is consciousness. And when we see what is happening right now again in Gaza, in Israel, in the Ukraine, one with the normal consciousness cannot stand it. And we see that we have to understand how we really can reconnect to the wisdom of life. As you know, I was very much thinking about what is our action, what is ours to do. But as long as this question is coming from weakness and also from this own personal will, it doesn't work. But the question stays. And what is ours to do in the name of life? And we feel that it's now in a deep system change, that we understand as long as we follow the principle of David, the strongest one will win. As long as we follow a pauschalization in our mind, the Israelis, the German, the Palestinian, the American spirit, we won't figure out how we can leave the conditioning which always guides us to collective trauma and collective war. Maybe we take the exercise this week that we really go deeply to the collective spirit, for example, to really say, I am a German, and from there look deeply to the shadow side. What is the collective conditioning, what we are following unconsciously? And if we go deeper, what is the sacred part of it? Not as a nation, not as a patriarchal culture, but what is the land and the wisdom of the earth telling us? Why were we born at this place, connecting to the question of healing? What is the healing part in it? And I feel that we have to figure out how we can really now create a kind of movement of solidarity between all nations, which are saying we are standing for the research, or I can also say for the adventure of peace. And there will only be peace if there are no losers anymore. There will only be peace if we reconnect with the power of life And as long as we go on with suppressing something and naming it evil, blaming others, we won't succeed. So for me, it's really a strong radicality calling us. And with radicality, I don't mean fighting against anything. I mean to find the source from where the power of peace is really coming, and from where we know without own personal power what is ours to do. How do we reconnect with the power which is higher than all violence? In this sense, I wish you and us a blessed week, and maybe we take this exercise for this week. Which kind of medicine do I use to rise my consciousness consciously? And if the medicine is consciousness itself, it's also fine, because I love this sentence: where there is consciousness, there cannot be war. So let's leave our conditioning, which always guides to war, and let's find the consciousness which really guides towards peace. And from this inner peace, from this readiness for inner change, rising our voice. I wish us a blessed week. Yasin.